a pleasure for me to be here and actually address a room full of possible collaborators. I have already a lot of you collaborating with us on the Parley program, which is a plastic interception program and education program. Just to introduce myself, I'm Shaahina, and I have been diving for the last 35 years. So with 1993, with the first cleanup with the tourism ministry, I have always been worried to see the amount of garbage that's going into the reef. After cleanups for like 10 years, I gave up on it because no infrastructure was developed to minimize the impact on the ocean. And so my background has been always education, and to see the oceans get full of garbage, especially on a calm day when you travel on a boat. Now all you see is a lot of plastic floating on the ocean. So I'm sure those who have been here for the last 5 years would have noticed the increase. When I was introduced to Parley 3 years ago, I thought this was a very positive project because Parley has created a different way of doing by branding. Parley has become a brand that people are now collaborating to make it more lucrative to be environmentally protecting our properties and having good initiatives than just to be careless and thoughtless about it. So a little bit about Parley. Parley is a collaborative space for artists. It was it was founded by some designers and for the creative industry and brands, governments, and you wouldn't believe how much we lobby behind the scenes to make things better and to find methods that are workable for all of us. So I feel that all of you here you have your specific brands, you have your specific products. So to be more thoughtful and more conscious about how your end, not just the guest front, but how throughout your process or throughout your operations, for you to be a bit conscious of what we are talking about. Primary objective is, of course, we say raise awareness, so we put beautiful pictures of the ocean and, to bring the fragility. We are very vulnerable. Maldives is one of the most vulnerable countries in the world. And globally, we only thing we can do is go onto platforms and talk and be a little bit, like a drama queen or drama, to be drama and say we are actually disappearing because of global warming. But at our level, we can also do a lot, and we can implement strategies that minimize our impact on it and to make it more lucrative, protect the oceans than destroy them. So we just we go on the education program, and we believe behavior change is a huge component that we can all play, because all the resorts, you have a training when community is inducted into your resorts. You preach your principles and you preach your guest orientations and how you treat your guests and the hospitality industry. I would like to take it further with you all and see if you guys would implement a program in training where you change behavior, people that go out of your resort and out of their uniform and they still be practicing this. So this is what I would like to actually achieve from this forum. We have a program we have divided into 6 categories. So it's a school program, which is very scalable and we have proven that we have actually done and got results. Inhabited island program and uninhabited island program and resort and hospitality program and a corporate civil service. A lot of government is now coming on board with us, especially the education ministry we are working heavily with. Because we need to face this ocean plastic problem. And this is Bali, this is not Maldives. But Maldives is no different. And our strategy is called AIR, which is very simple to remember. It's avoid plastic wherever possible, intercept if you have to use it, and then redesign the source of the problem and redesign the material and put it into a circular economy. So that we say there's enough plastic in this planet, so let's use recycled, even if it's a bit expensive. So big brands like Adidas have committed in 2027, they will not be using any virgin plastic in any of their products. So companies are taking this initiative. So the avoid component, because we have a deadline for the oceans. If you have a 15-year-old, and most of our school grade 10s are 15-year-old, by the time they become their parents' age is 2048, and they say there's no ocean, no commercial fisheries, no coral reefs. At the rate, if the global warming and the climate change happens. And if we don't change our behavior in the next 10 years, it will happen. This is our situation. We don't want to say that, we are working very hard to, government is working very hard to find, a solution for this. Our waste yards in every community is next to the ocean. And everything is burnt. We say our emission is 0.03, but none of us have actually factored in all the plastic that's burned in every community and every, in Tilafushi. So if you take that, our footprint will be, I think, more than 0.03% of emission. Every harbor we go, this is actually this is actually Dharavandu, which is Ba Atoll, which is a tourist and a biosphere reserve, and the harbor is like that. This is also, this is our behavior. It's just everywhere. I don't have to, I think, talk about this. The way we treat, we need to make people aware of the heat and the microplastic. Throw a rope from your boats, and we have most of the boats are in the industry, so, this is what becomes of the ropes you throw. So throughout, we need to think, it's not just bottles and hard plastic. It is ropes, your clothes, everything. It comes in our food. This is a tuna that we made one of the communities open. We asked them to open 10 tunas, and they challenged me that there will be no plastic in tuna because it's from the ocean. But we challenged them, and they opened. The second tuna had plastic in it. The third tuna had plastic in its stomach. So 4 out of the 10 had plastic in its stomach. Groupers, balloons, and material we used to decorate, those ends up on the reef and it gets eaten. So, and then the microplastic is in our food. These guys understand. Our school program is one of the most successful programs we have. These guys understand, but we need to help them. And they will be, hopefully if we can change their behavior, it will work. What we do is we set up a plastic segregation area in the schools and communities. We find transportation. And ongoing transport we use from resorts, from private boat owners who take the plastic to the island. A lot of them are transporting it back as well. In Ba Atoll, all the resorts, all the islands are now almost collaborated with a resort transport. So we are actually successfully implementing an interception program in the Ba Atoll. So we give the schools our recycling at the moment. We can only recycle the 3 types of plastic, 1, 2, and 5. But very soon we'll be taking nylon, which is ropes and nets, post nets. So they sort and bring it to the school. When the school bags are full, we transport it and we replace the bags. So this is a successful method that we can scale up and have the whole of Maldives. We get them to do cleanups. We talk about it. This is not a solution, but it gives us a forum to engage them, see how much waste that really is in their house that ends up on the beach. So that's why they need to intercept it before it ends up there. So these guys are really, very, very easy to convince. More difficult is us. These are school scoreboards that we give. So we give the schools a scoreboard. When they have saved 1 ton, 1,000 kilos, we give them a scoreboard. So this school has given us 5,314 kilos. Actually, they have reached 6 tons by end of last month. So they kind of keep changing. So it's a competition now being run among the schools. So it's in a way, the home's plastic is segregated, so it's less burden on the waste management and the burn. We are visible in almost all the atolls. These are the islands that we have a school program. So if you have more resorts that are in any of the atolls that would like to be in our program, we would actually welcome you, and we will find a way to collaborate with the communities. We actually do the community work. You don't have to worry about the engage in the community. So this is some of our interception, the eye of these are community interceptions. We intercept it in Male, and we intercept the islands, and it comes on your transport in our logoed jumbo bags, and it's only plastic. So it comes in different modes of transport, and it's a scalable program. Been very successful. We did an interception in Tilafushi. This is accumulated plastic in Tilafushi that was going to be burnt or cleared for incinerator in the new World Bank project. We took all the plastic, which was really dirty, and it was, almost non-usable in any of the products. But we did clean it, and we sent 160 tons of Tilafushi and exported it out. Redesigned, of course, it becomes thread, and it becomes shoes, jerseys. If you remember the World Cup, all the A-list Adidas teams were wearing our plastic, all this plastic. But we couldn't do a public campaign because there was no MOU with the government. and we couldn't collaborate on a PR value of what happened. Reconnecting is another R for the AR. We need to reconnect them. We need to show the kids that it's vital, the ocean is vital for us. We need to know, and we need to fall in love with the ocean. And by getting the kids in the water, one of our most successful programs was the Farukoi program, which we convinced the education ministry to run, and got 87,000, over 90% of the school kids to go into and see the reef, which is where the dark blue is meeting the light blue. Normally we swim just in the light blue. So we got them all into the water. And it's amazing because a lot of us can't swim. A lot of us are afraid of the, but we need to connect. We need to connect ourselves to the ocean, fall in love with it. So we would protect it. And by getting the kids, you get the parents in, the women who's never been in the water snorkeling with us, and that becomes actually the champions of change. We also have a resort program that we are working with. We have a few resorts with us. Step one is in-house. So we want, first of all, when you join a Parley program, we just don't want you to help with the community. We want you to be correct yourself. So which is plastics, in the operation back in the back of house. A lot of times you have a hostess where you say, oh, we don't use your welcome drink is served with a paper straw. And the hostess is very much aware that, when you'd have a plastic straw for minimizing impact in the ocean. But the minute she or he is out of the uniform, they use a plastic straw, they eat a supari and throw it around, they have a drink bottle and then throw it. So it's just as a job they do it. So we need to develop a bit more. We forget the back of house. We have glass bottles and, all the service area is very compliant, but we forget the back of house, the shop. So we need to go and look into these things as well and start with the back of house and move forward with our program. And we go and do presentations for the resorts. We are educating in many ways. Step two is, if it's possible, you have a boat coming with your waste, empty mostly because they take the supply to your resort and they come back. So we ask you to assist with the community that you're already working with or a new community that we can start with, and put these bags on your boat when they come back to Male or Tilafushi. And three is to be, to phase out the source, which means you reduce your footprint and you can innovate and find methods. One of the biggest challenges I have with the resort is the styrofoam boxes. We need to find a way to make styrofoam boxes. Talk to the airlines to see if the air freighted cargo in styrofoam boxes would be taken free back. So when your delivery to the cargo area, you can take your boxes back. If one or two of the resorts would like to try that, we are willing to work with you and the airline to see if this is a possible collaboration. So we need to find innovative ways to reduce our styrofoam. For the resort, avoid replacing and looking into everything. Your cotton buds is something you don't think of, but wrapping it in paper and having a stem instead of a plastic, have a paper. So putting into training, intercept whatever you cannot avoid, intercept it properly, and instead of just sending it carelessly to Tilafushi where it gets burnt, put it in a Parley bag or contact us and say you're sending this amount of plastic to Tilafushi where we'll collect it from your boat. Intercept, you say you have no plastic on your resort, maybe you don't use so much, but you have beach washed up. So every day you clean your beach. That plastic also, we will take it for recycling. So these are our resorts currently working with us. We have the number of kilos every resort has given. We keep the score. Like if you want scoreboards, we can give you scoreboards, but we have a score. And the orange is the community plastic that you are transporting for us. A lot of it doesn't have a number because we have started with them, but we haven't really brought the first to be weighed yet. So we have quite a few resorts with us, almost 30. So, this is our stats for now. 38 resorts are with us, 71 schools, 56 islands, and 79 other, means government officers, collaborates, private sector. We have all that. And cafes, a lot of cafes, they are now becoming part of it. We are also working at policy, where we can implement phase-out plan of just banning something immediately without thinking. We are working on phase-out plans. So if you have any questions, I'll be around for a while so we can actually collaborate and find partners for more. And I hope that all the resorts will participate because this is scalable and this works. And it doesn't cost a lot of money. do it. It's just that we need that one champion in each community that believes in the cause to make this work. Thank you very much.